How you doing, people? Robert here, AKA Robess, Anti-Corruption Scotland. I'm going to do this video, right? There's certain points I want to cover. I've been watching things as I normally do, and I'm starting to see a lot more people waking up to what's going on, but they're still not waking up fast enough or taking on board what's really happening, because there's a lot of mixed messages out in this street, and what is out in this street isn't good enough to tell you the truth. As far as I'm concerned, what's out in this street, try to do what they're doing, try to awaken people. They're not going to the full extent of what's got to be done to awaken the people. Anyway, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'll be coming back on the street. I'm getting other banners made to get prepared. Like, example, when you go to school, you're in a classroom, what do you see? A blackboard. And when information is wrote on the blackboard, that's how you learn. So my objective is change the strategy which I've did previously. I'm now going to supersede and make it easier to understand for the people on the street. So my blackboard is banners with information, and I'll be explaining that information so people take it on board and they can photograph the banners and the information they'll always have. Anyway, let's start with net zero. Now, people are confused with this net zero nonsense, right? What is net zero? It's allegedly, right, to do with climate change. Now, we hear that America's had a major hurricane, right? And it's my understanding, out of that hurricane, up to now, only 2 people have died, which I find a bit strange. A hurricane normally wipes everything out its tracks, but seemingly this morning, I was listening, 2 people have died, right? Well, I find that, as I said earlier, very strange. Now, climate change, the land of Scotland. We don't have climate change. I was born and bred in Scotland, and I've been here all my life. And the weather, the only difference in the weather is it's a wee bit less colder, and there's not as much snow in winter time as there normally is, right? But that's just because the way nature is changing the climate. Climate change happens itself. It doesn't matter what all these kiddo experts tell you, all the media tell you, and all the politicians tell you. They're all liars, right? We don't have floods in Scotland. When we do have kind of flooding in areas in Scotland, it's because the way the roads have been devised. They're lying on lower ground and the water goes to the lowest point and causes a flood, right? Plus the fact, if these people were to use the public purse for the things that they're really supposed to use the public purse for, we wouldn't have issues. Now, net zero isn't about climate change, right? It's a scam. It's about controlling people's lives, carbon footprinting. 2020, 2030 agenda. This is what this is about, worldwide agenda. Now, net zero, they don't want to have animals. They want to do away with all the animals, including your pets, your cats, your dogs or whatever. They want to do away with all this, according to the WEF and the WHO. This is the agenda, right, people? And that's what they're pushing, right? That's what they're pushing, no ifs or buts about it. People have to comprehend and understand this. No needs a legal terminology that they use to confuse the words and the language. There's going to be less flights if they get their way. You're going to have 15-minute cities and you're going to lose your freedoms and right to travel from point A to point B, right? Controlled by corporations. And this is the point people have to get. These are private corporations. None of these entities known as government and worldwide are sovereign governments. They can never be sovereign. They've changed the status from sovereign to corporation, right? They don't have the power that people think. And only if we could get that message through to people's minds, we could get change at a rapid response and fast, right? At this point in time, we need to be fast to get where we have to be. We have to stop these tyrants, scumbags, rats that work for the entities known as Scottish Government, English Government, Welsh Government, Ireland Government, etc., etc. They're working for the corporations, corporate greed. Everything's got a price on it. And if it's got a price on it, it's not for the benefit of the people, right? It's terrible that people think that these people represent the people and they represent the lands of Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales. Well, this is not the case. And people should start listening to people like me. There's a lot of people respect what I do because they know I'm right on the button. right? I don't ask for fundies, PayPals or anything else, right? I give you information for free. I research, I'm diligent, I've done this for 12 and a half years, and I hate this fucking system for what it does to the people in the lands of Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales. So make no mistake. This system has destroyed my family in 2014 by social workers lying and taking my sister's son and daughter away from her, right? She had issues, the issues was addressed, she turned her life around, and these rats still did what they did. And the entity known as Police Scotland, right? That's just an entity, it's a name that people say they represent. You can't represent something that's dead because it has no life. This is where the trickery is. People have to get the comprehend and understand as well, right? Now, I'll give you an example about men and women that represent the entity known as Police Scotland, right? And I hate men and women that represent the entity known as Police Scotland. I'm going to tell you why. Coming up for 3 years ago, my father was dying of cancer, and he died of cancer. He had a stent put in because he had a blockage in his stomach. The stent failed, and I fought nail and tooth to get him back in for another one to try and help him because he wasn't well, he wasn't eating, and he was fading away a shadow, right? And let me tell you, if you think this system, hospitals, doctors, surgeries and everything else included, care about you, they don't give two fucking hoots. And I can tell you right now, the surgeries run about where I stay, including my own, are dead, they're empty, they're not busy. It's a load of nonsense, they're lying to the people because this is all part of the agenda, part of the control, to control your lives. They want people to die, make no mistake, they want people to die. That's it, right? This isn't misinformation, this is a fact. I'll go back to my father. We managed to get him back into hospital, right? And I had to fight to get him a bed in that hospital. They weren't wanting to bring him back in, they wanted him lying, suffering in the house, right? That's terrible. No empathy, right? But we got him back in. So we're waiting for the operation. He went in on the Monday of that week. Unwell. On the Tuesday, I've got police at my door. So I've asked them what they're wanting. I said, I've done nothing wrong. We've got a warrant for your arrest. And I said, a warrant for what? Failure to appear in court. Now, if people know myself for the last 12 and a half years, no, I never run away from a court. I never use a lawyer, liar or whore of Babylon. I go fight my case. I don't back down, right? Because the courts are all fraud, right? And I'm going to cover this court system because I want to destroy this court system so people comprehend and understand what's going on. So they've arrested myself and I've made arrangements. They've been kind enough to get me to somewhere that's got to take the dog and watch the dog, right? Until I go to court. I went to the police station, get locked up. I pleaded with these people. I told them in the house that my father was dying. Could they not just leave me alone and come back at a later date and get me? Because my father's got cancer. They told me they couldn't do that, right? They felt sorry for me and all the rest of it. Their usual bullshit. They don't care two hoots about anybody, people. Let me tell you. And that's coming from first-hand knowledge, right? So, they said they understood what I was saying. And I said, check with the hospital. There's the phone number. Phone them. There's the word. Phone and ask if my father's in hospital. I'm not telling you a lie. I'm not going to lie about something like that. No. This time, I'm panicking, people, right? Because my father's lying in a hospital dying and I'm getting arrested for failing to appear to a court I didn't know I was to go in, right? Anyway, I got locked up in the cop shop and I kept pressing the bell right through from the minute I went in there to the next day to court. I asked the guy who was in charge, the inspector, sergeant, whoever, to give me an undertaking to let me go out of there so I could walk off the street into court myself. My father's in hospital and he's dying of cancer. And let me tell you something, people. These bastards don't care about you, right? They don't care about you, right? That's a fact. Anyway, I ended up about 4 o'clock in the morning was the time the copper came back to me, the security guy. And he said, I've just to tell you that you're going on the bus in the morning, you're not getting an undertaking, you're going straight to court for here. Now, people, the bit here, and I'm really angry when I'm talking about this, my father's dying in a hospital, right? And the last thing I want my father to do is find out I'm in the jail for something I don't know what I'm in jail for. I'm supposed to not appeared at court, right? Anyway, I went to court, I got myself bail, and I got to see my father. But the point I'm trying to get here, I'm not trying to give you a soppy story. What I'm trying to tell you is, every man and woman that represent this legal system, legal society, don't give two fucks about you, right? They don't. You're just a person that doesn't exist. You have no life and you're dead. That's what a person is. It only exists in paper. My father, God rest his soul, didn't know that I get to jail, right? Because I got myself out. I didn't use a lawyer, I got myself bail, right? Now, this system want to control your lives. They're bullying the people. The system is racist, right? And I'm going to tell you why. We've got people here, ex-servicemen lying in the street. We've got the elderly getting their heating allowance taken away from them. Meanwhile, Stammer was getting handouts with fancy clothes and all the rest of it, with the rest of these scumbags known as politicians, right? They're now going to target the bus passes. When is people going to wake up, right? Now, what should happen here? People that come into this country, before they should get a penny for our people's purse, they should be lawfully here and granted to stay with a status. But it seems to be that Tom, Dick and Harry coming over on boats can stay and get everything handed in a silver plate. Meanwhile, the people in this country that work hard to get and keep what they've got is struggling to feed themselves, never mind anything else. The sons and daughters of Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales are child poverty, as they call it, sons and daughter poverty, I call it. When is people going to waken up to this nonsense? This isn't for you people. It's diabolical. It makes me sick every day to my stomach watching what's going on and how people are walking about there like they're happy as Larry and they have not got a care in the fucking world. Right? I'm sorry I've swore a couple of times, but I'm angry, people. Because this is deadly serious. If they get this agenda in, digital ID, digital currency, 15-minute cities, charging you for roads that they've no right to charge you for because the people own the roads, the people have paid for the roads over centuries. They're our roads, not anybody else's. And no man or woman representing a government, an entity known as government, can make a superior claim and say that they're going to put a charge on the people to travel from point A to point B. It can't be done unless these men and women representing the entity government is coming out and saying that we are their property. The lands are their property, right? We don't have a contract with them people. They're no sovereign, they're a private corporation. To perform, they would have to have a contract or say you or the lands are their property, and that will never happen. No man or woman in this legal system, legal society, one individual will come out and make such a claim because it can never be done. And these people can be moved. I get somebody sending me a petition the other night. So let me clear something up here about petitions. You are wasting your fucking time. A petition is to beg to a higher authority, right? No man or woman is higher than any other man or woman. Doesn't matter what part of the legal system, legal society that they represent. We're all equal in the eyes of the law. And right now, it's tyranny. There is no law, right? It's a rule for them and a rule for us, the people. And that's where people have to understand, right? Wake the fuck up. Enough is enough, right? It's diabolical what's going on here. And people are letting these tyrants, rats and scumbags away with it, right? You're right, I'm hostile because I hate this system and every man and woman that represents it because they don't work for the people. They don't care about the people. And that was proven with the COVID scamdemic and the care homes when the genocide was committed against the elderly that died unnecessarily. Right? They don't care. Right? They hate us as people. Right? They don't care about the people or the sons and daughters or the elderly, the sick, the vulnerable, the homeless. Right? They want to control the deprivation and poverty, so they've got you in their pocket and you'll do what you're told like a puppy dog. Well, I ain't no puppy dog. And as far as I'm concerned, John Sweeney, Stammer, Rayner, Harvey, Sturgeon, Forbes, and every politician within the House of Commons, the House of Lords, Scottish Parliament, English, Welsh and Irish Parliament can kiss my arse. I will not bow because they don't have that authority to bow. I'm my master. Nobody's my master except myself. My mother and father was my creator and they were your creator, your mother and father, right? And that's what you have to understand. Legal is not lawful and lawful is not legal. Legal is for a fiction corporation, a person that only exists in paper. Lawful is for a man or woman. Do not commit harm, loss or injury, property damage or fraud within a lawful contract, and everything I've just stated, no 5 points, they do that every day. The only way forward is a sovereign people government, where we the people can take back control and wipe out the corporations, wipe out the elite, and take back our services and our lands, get our freedoms and rights back. It can be done. I'm going to do a video on that, explaining this, right? I know what I'm talking about, people. I don't give misinformation. I stand my ground, as you'll see when I go back on the street, because I'm going to hit this street with a fucking vengeance, right? People are going to listen whether they like it or not. And for the ones that don't listen, let those be deceived, right? Because that's exactly what's happening. You're being deceived and lied to. Anyway, people, we have to stop the 15-minute size. We have to stop the digital currency. We have to stop the digital ID. We have to reverse this paying for the roads nonsense. Sadiq Khan's a clown. And if I see them in front of me right now, I slap him right in the mouth, right? Because that's what he needs. They're all idiots, right? They think they're the king of the castle. We're the king of the castle. This is our lands. This is our people. This is our sons and daughters. This is our elderly and sick. No theirs, right? And it's our duty and obligation to stand up and start fucking protecting each other, because it's us against them, right? That's it. Us against them. Us against the elite, the corrupt, the tyrants that they are, right? And again, they don't care about you people. And if you don't see what's going on right now, you have a mental disorder, right? You're not right in the head. If you're blind to what's going on here, you're not right in the head. Honest to God, what is it going to take to waken you people up? And I'm not talking about the people that's woke up, but what is it going to take for you people to wake up? I've tried so hard in 12 and a half years to waken people up, and I've woke a lot of people up, I've helped a lot of people, but we need everybody woke up. Anyway, people, net zero isn't about carbon footprint or climate change. It's about controlling your lives. It's a scam. You're being deceived. You're being lied to. And the media is sending out the message. Stay away from the telly, people. That's where the indoctrination is. And the ones that hasn't woke up yet, I see you people as indoctrinated, psycho-conditioned dummies, right? And what I will say to you people, it's time to waking up before it's too late. It's time to put a stop to this before it's too late. And it can be done. All we need is the people all over the lands of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland, and we can nip this in the bud and shut this system down. Anyway, people, please share this video far and wide. It's important this information gets out there. There's a lot of deaf ears on this information because you can't accept the truth, and that's what the problem is. They would rather listen to paid liars like politicians, the media, and all the rest of their rhetoric and babble that's going on, right? Time we put it to an end, time we put it to sleep, and the time is now. Please share this video far and wide, get this information out. I'd like to thank the people who's just recently subscribed to my channel. I would like to also thank the people that has shared the information in the videos. And I would like to thank the people for watching the videos and also thank them for letting me be heard. I'm one of the main truthers in Scotland, people, right? I'm for the people. I'm people for the people, Anti-Corruption Scotland. And that's what we stand for. Anti-Corruption Scotland. Because Scotland is so corrupt with tyrants like Police Scotland, the politicians, NHS, doctors, surgeries telling you lies they're busy when they're not busy. I've seen it firsthand, people. I've been in surgeries recently, including my own, and they're dead. There's nothing in it. The phones are quiet as well. You get maybe one receptionist on the phone. I've seen a lot of people, they're lying to you. I'm telling you they're lying to you. Please wake up and smell the coffee. Let's get our country back. Let's get our rights back. Let's protect our people, sons and daughters especially, because they're at risk right now with all these tyrants. How bad is it you've got people try to indoctrinate a son or daughter to think they're a wolf or a dog or a cat? Come on, people. Time to nip this in the bud before it gets out of control. These teachers don't have the power that they claim either. Okay? Anyway, I've ranted enough. Take care, be safe, and I'll speak soon. Thank you for watching this video, people.